News alert! Secret layer alert! Secret layer alert! Secret layer alert! I don't know, maybe it's nostalgia, but Chandelure 2 just does not hit the same as the original. New secret layer alert indeed. This time it's Sonic the Hedgehog. He's racing your way. The only thing that's not going to be fast about this new drop is the line that you're going to be waiting in come Monday morning. I'm kidding. It's probably going to be sold out before you even get in line. But if you are curious about the financial breakdown of this new secret layer drop, we have got you covered. As always, this video will be taking a financial analysis of the worth of the cards in this drop, looking at what it would cost you to buy these cards if you didn't care about artwork and you didn't care about addition and you just wanted to pick them up. But also, as we always stress, this is not the only way to evaluate worth. It is one way, one tool to help you in your purchasing decision. If you love Sonic the Hedgehog and one or more or all of these drops have no value, that is still a perfectly valid reason to buy and enjoy. But if you are curious whether or not the cards selected are actually worth the price being charged, well, let's take a look. And let's also take a look at these Final Fantasy Play Booster boxes I'm giving tons away this Friday, July 11th on Whatnot. Will I also be giving away collector booster boxes of Final Fantasy? No, you're just gonna have to settle for the $200 a box Play Booster boxes. It's free. Come hang out with me, the professor, and walk away with Final Fantasy booster boxes. But the Play Booster boxes, because the collector booster boxes are too expensive. But we're giving a ton of these away! Whatnot is just like if Twitch and eBay had a baby. People are able to live stream themselves selling everything from Magic the Gathering booster boxes and packs to singles and a wide variety of other collectibles. My own store has cool items like signed playmats, signed soul rings, and just other cool items from the shelves of Tolarian Community College. Plus, in addition to giving away booster boxes of Magic the Gathering, I'm giving each and every one of you $15 to spend in my store or any store when you create a new account by going to www.whatnot.com/invite/Tolarian College. So everyone who creates a new account gets a $15 credit, and you might just walk away with a Play Booster box, not collector, of Final Fantasy. And also, we get to hang out and talk Magic the Gathering. So join me this Friday, July 11th at 3 p.m. Pacific on Whatnot for the Final Fantasy Sunset Giveaway. Let's begin with Sonic, friends and foes. All cards in this layer are mechanically unique, new to Magic designs. Will Wizards of the Coast release in-universe versions of these cards? Probably not. Does it really matter anymore? Probably not. It's Sonic, and based on my limited knowledge of the Sonic franchise, these designs do a good job of capturing the overall vibe of these characters and what they tend to do in the games and other Sonic media. Sonic himself is a legendary Jeskai Hedgehog warrior who pumps up all your haste and flash creatures whenever he attacks. In Jeskai colors, there are currently over 600 playable creatures with either haste or flash, providing plenty of options to build the Sonic Commander deck of your dreams. A Sonic deck might also include ways to take advantage of his very flavorful second ability, such as by running pingers or cards like Pyrohemia, which can rapidly ping your entire board to pile up a bunch of treasures. Dr. Eggman plays the role of table nemesis very well, providing you with steady card advantage and a bulky flying body to block with. Eggman's villainous choice is particularly villainous. Choose between giving the Eggman player even more card advantage, or risk them dropping a free mirror Battle Sphere or Reaver Titan onto the table. Miles Tails Prower also interacts with vehicles, though his effect depends on whether or not that vehicle has flying. Drawing a card on entry is certainly nice, but with less than 30 naturally flying vehicles, there might not be enough support for a dedicated Tails commander deck. Still, Tails is great for the 99 of a vehicles deck since he provides card advantage, and having 3 power means he can also crew many vehicles himself. Knuckles the Echidna is a very aggressive commander with a powerful array of keyword abilities. Between Double Strike and Haste, Knuckles can likely make 2 treasures immediately on the turn he comes down. Getting to 30 artifacts to trigger Knuckles' alternate win ability is certainly doable, but you'd better be ready to protect your face-up win condition from everyone else at the table. Amy Rose is a Boros legend that, get this, interacts with equipment? Have we ever seen this before in Magic? My goodness, look at this new territory we're in. Seriously though, Amy's ability to circumvent massive equipment costs and share power boosts with another creature is certainly strong. Meanwhile, Super State is a 7-mana colorless aura that grants a dizzying array of buffs to your creature. Flying, First Strike, Trample, Haste, and base power and toughness 9/9. Super State can also deal a massive chunk of damage out of nowhere, with the combat damage trigger effectively tripling the amount of damage your super creature inflicts on the table. It's an interesting option for the top end of an Aura or Voltron deck. Just keep in mind that the splash damage from the trigger does not count as commander damage. Shadow the Hedgehog is arguably the most powerful card in this entire drop, but he does admittedly have a tricky casting cost. Shadow's card drawing ability is great, but in my opinion, the real sauce is that chaos control ability. Each spell you cast using mana from an artifact has split second, which means that, with limited exceptions, your opponents can't respond while it's on the stack. Between mana rocks, treasures, and artifact lands, it is trivially easy to cast every spell with mana from an artifact in a dedicated Shadow deck, and that's why I think he is the standout card in this drop. In terms of financial value, well, these are all mechanically unique cards. There's no telling where the money will fall in the end, but for comparison, please take a look at the cost to purchase brand new in box Secret Lair Walking Dead, as well as, alongside it, the current costs of the individual cards, or to buy them all as singles. This was the first and oldest mechanically unique Secret Lair drop. Here is a popular one in the middle, Street Fighter, so that you can see the history of other mechanically unique drops. I do feel that Sonic the Hedgehog has the potential to be even more popular than either of these, and I do think it's worth reiterating that it is now ambiguous as to whether or not these cards will be reprinted with in-universe tie-ins. I honestly don't even know if it matters anymore if they create in-universe versions of these original designs that are sold via Secret Lair. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but is this something that people care about still? And in many ways, I also wonder about the mechanics of these cards, if the value of the other printings is as relevant today as it was yesterday. There is an excellent article that I want to point you towards by friend of the channel, Ristic Studies, titled "The Rules Text is Irrelevant." It's all about Magic the Gathering's aggressive shift toward premium collectability, and it touches on this very topic. It's an excellent read, and I hope you don't mind me giving you some homework in between Secret Lair financial analysis, but I'm going to link it in this video's description. I highly encourage you to read Sam's article. But we've got 2 more Secret Lairs to cover. What's the financial value like in them? Let's find out. Let's look at some Sonic Secret Lairs that are made up of reprints so we can offer better financial advice. Sonic Turbo Gear is one such drop, which includes a selection of mostly equipment that is commonly played in Commander. Air Shoes, aka Swiftfoot Boots, and Power Sneakers, aka Lightning Greaves, need little introduction, as one or both of them has been included in virtually every Commander precon cycle for the past decade, and therefore, even if they have a low individual card value, are the sort of pieces that most players will want to run in their decks. Pico Hammer, aka Hammer of Nazan, is a welcome reprint for equipment-focused decks, as it has only been reprinted in Masters sets before now. Similarly, Knuckles Gloves, aka the Reaver Cleaver, is a very powerful legendary equipment that is available in foil for the very first time in this drop. That leaves Tornado, Sonic's biplane, aka the Weatherlight. Oh my gosh, the Weatherlight is Sonic's biplane? Okay, it's fine, whatever. Do people even care what the Weatherlight is anymore? And Egg Hammer, aka Mere Battlesphere, both feeling a little out of place with the rest of the equipment theme. I suppose the Weatherlight has an ability that can find your equipment when it deals damage, but I don't know what the impetus was for reprinting Mere Battlesphere, a precon staple that sells for about 20 cents on the secondary market. Overall, the total value, if you were to buy all of these cards individually in their non-Sonic version, versions is pretty much the same cost in non-foil as it is for the singles, $29.60. As you know, I always like to get a little extra value here, but I do also appreciate that when they reprint cards like Greaves and Swiftfoot boots that maybe don't have a high individual value, but a high playability, that does get extra points. So I'll give the non-foil a passing C grade. Unfortunately, the foil value is a little different. Foil cards not really having double the non-foil value these days due to bad quality control and overprinting. So even if you assume that the first foil Reaver Cleaver will be worth a couple bucks, the foil value here is still a D for disappointing, which it is. These are rainbow foils, if that means anything to anyone, but all in all, I think it is the inclusions of Weatherlight and Mere Battlesphere that kept this secret layer from being all that it could be. Financially, anyway. The third secret layer Sonic drop is Chasing Adventure, which will also have you chasing value as you are about to see in just a moment, but spoilers, there's next to none in this drop. While all the cards included are useful in a variety of decks, you are paying a fairly significant premium here just to have them in Sonic artwork. Those cards include Generous Gift, a popular card in Commander for its flexibility, but hey, wow, it's worth less than $1. Moving on, Deadly Dispute is an incredibly efficient draw spell for sacrifice decks, but its recent ban in Pauper of all formats means it's basically a Commander-only card that's currently worth a whopping 33 cents. Unexpected Windfall sees play in Graveyard and Treasure-themed decks, and it is, again, another $1 card. But this time it has Knuckles on it, so, you know, it's Knuckles. Both Open the Armory and Fabricate are powerful tutor effects for equipment and artifact decks respectively. While these cards are great inclusions in those decks, they also don't move the needle too much in terms of value. Fabricate is the most valuable card in the entire drop, and it's only about $6, while Open the Armory is less than $2. There's also a Sonic the Hedgehog themed Soul Ring included in this drop, and let's be honest, rings and Sonic go together like, well, Sonic and chili dogs. And even though Soul Ring isn't a card with an individually high price, it both goes in literally every Commander deck ever, and special edition ones such as this often command a very high resale. Nonetheless, this financial review is going to look at the lowest cost of a Soul Ring, but you should keep this in mind. There is also an included treasure token, which is something I wish these secret layers did more often. In fact, I think they could come packed full of tokens as a way to incentivize the purchase of less valuable secret layers, such as this one. The total value your $30 gets you in non-foil is $10 and change. And the $40 that you get for the rainbow foils is only $18 in card value. And so I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, but that means this secret layer is a fail, financially speaking anyway. Again, this is an evaluation strictly of the financial value of this drop, and if you are a Sonic the Hedgehog fan, this very well might be an A in terms of artwork, theme, nostalgia, and that's perfectly valid. I really do support that, but financially, there just isn't much here. Once again, I urge you to follow the link in this video's description and read Sam, aka Ristic Studies' article, The Rules Text is Irrelevant, all about this fervent push towards collectability and whether or not the cards, their mechanics, what they actually do is as relevant today as it once was. After all, many Magic the Gathering players ask the question, does it even matter what a Magic the Gathering card does so long as Sonic the Hedgehog is printed on it? Maybe it does and maybe it doesn't, but I really want to point you towards that article. Give it a read. And speaking of giving things, I'm giving away several Play Booster boxes of Final Fantasy on my next Whatnot stream this July the 11th at 3 p.m. Pacific. All you have to do is hang out with me and you might walk away with a Final Fantasy Play Booster box. That's pretty sweet. You also get a $15 credit when you create a new account by following my invite link at www.whatnot.com/invite/Tolarian College. Let's hang out together and talk about the state of Magic, have some cool giveaways, use that $15 on whatever you want in my store or someone else's, and it'll be a great time. As I always say, many Magic the Gathering players ask the question, is it worth it to buy? But if the price is free, then yes, it is absolutely worth it. So come get some free stuff from me this Friday, July 11th at 3 p.m. Pacific on Whatnot, sponsor of this video.
Next time on Shuffle Up and Play.
Today, I have brought in CEDH players, but we've built casual decks. I told you bracket 1.
You did not.
Yes, I did.
You said changing the rules.
You texted me. I came up with this content idea.
I thought it was just casual. I
I
don't know
will
it was
find
a
the
firm
text. I'll
bracket.
look at
Wait,
you.
what's yours? Is your higher
Mine's
bracket?
bracket 1.
Okay.
You're always bracket 1. No. Hang on. Do you normally just carry a Geiger counter around with you?
Did you buy this from Bethesda?
So, you know,
it's a myth, right?
so it's after you draw. What you do for that is
Thank you. Sorry. Yes.
there we go. I hate that.
That's much better. It makes.
I take 5, going down to.
I
I don't know what this is. What are you doing?
It's the tune Take 5. It's a jazz standard.
You got Brubeck.